Hi everybody, it's Michelle here again with birthuhura. Here at birthuhura, I am a full spectrum plant-based holistic doula and an advocate for all things safe, natural, and effective. Here on this channel, we discuss all things birth, pregnancy, and womb health related. So if you guys like the content and you like what you hear on the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Today's topic is going to be about pretty much the vagina and things that should not go into the vagina. This is a touchy subject because I have talked about this before on other platforms and I got a lot of backlash from it, but I'm just going to talk about it again. Please be advised that none of this information is used for medical advice. This is all information and educational purposes only. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go over about 10 things. The first one is tampons. The reason why I say tampons is because most of the tampons that we are using on the shelf is packed with chemicals. When these companies are manufacturing your tampons, they are mass producing, stocking it up on a shelf. It's not always getting packaged right away. It's not always getting wrapped right away. So when you go into things like if it's cotton, when you see things like this, they have to be set out on the shelf. If it's in a warehouse, then 9 times out of 10, there's going to be pests. If there's pests, then things need to be sprayed. So this is why it is important to use a very high quality brand, or just don't use tampons at all. Because I feel like it shouldn't go up there, whether it's organic cotton or not. Just for the simple fact that something is sitting up there for a length of time collecting toxins, or collecting things that need to be expelled from the body. So I just say no to tampons altogether. The next one is going to be soap. Now, before people start screaming at me and saying, oh, you have a dirty vagina, or you don't use soap, you don't wash. I am saying soap does not go up into the vagina. The soap is for your vulva. Soap is for the creases and the crevices that's outside, the lips, the labias, and yes, I'm not using the fancy terminology because I want to speak to a large, broad audience. But the outside of your vagina needs to be clean. The inside of your vagina should, if it's working properly, be self-cleaning. If we're hydrating properly, if we put the right things in our body, it should be self-cleaning. But the outside, yes, we do need to give it a little, care and love. But even when you're using soaps, please make sure your soap is non-toxic. Please make sure your soap does not have chemical fragrances in it. And make sure that you are using something that you can be confident in and trust, because that's important, because this is a very sensitive part of the body and we want to make sure we're caring for it the right way. Dishes is a number 3, because again, the vagina is self-cleaning. We are putting extra chemicals and preservatives. These are vinegars in this product. Vinegar has a ridiculous pH where our body should not be absorbing that. And I just think that it's no reason for a dish. It just does more harm than good. This is a funny one because some people are like, who does that? And other people are like, well, whatever. But candy. No way, shape, or form candy should go in there. I know if you go into the sex store, they have like cute little candy panties. And I know we've seen things and people put candy up there that think it's going to make it sweet and all of this other stuff. But honestly speaking, it's very detrimental. If me as a holistic practitioner, or not even, whatever, me as a nutritionist and a person who is really, really heavy in the holistic field, if I'm not putting sugar in my body, if I'm not putting food coloring in my body, artificial anything in my body, why would I put it in my vagina? It just doesn't make any sense, right? So yes, candy is a no. Candy has so many different products, so many different things and chemicals in the process of making candy. I just don't know why anyone would do that. Dirty fingers, whether it be yours or your partner's, please make sure your hands are clean. It is so important. We're touching doorknobs, we're touching basketballs, we're touching, other people's hands all day long, and then you come into the, you come home, and I know you might be feeling a little spicy, and you want to get right to it with your partner, and all of that kind of good stuff. But please, quickly, just wash them hands, count, do your ABCs, and before you insert, hands into your sacred place, they need to be clean, because we're not thinking about all of the things that we are introducing our bodies to when we're not cleaning our hands. And it's important because our vagina is very sensitive and very absorbing, and we want to make sure that we're not throwing off, our pH balances and things like that. Yanni pearls. Those little herbal balls that come in like tea bags or whatever, they were popular at one point, and I don't remember exactly what they were, but they do not go in your vagina. And I'm gonna go over this because people were saying like, oh, I used them and this came out, and they got pictures of what they thought was detox, or what they thought was maybe a cyst, and a lot of times it was very stretchy and thin. That's not what a cyst is going to look like, and that's not what a fibroid is going to look like. It's going to be in a ball of in a mass. When you see a stretchy, that is your vaginal skin. That's the wall, like that's a part of your tissues, and that's very dangerous. First of all, people are buying these pearls. They don't know what's in it. Can't pronounce the herbs. Rule of thumb, you don't know, don't use it. That's my thought process when I think of that. I would not use them. I don't advocate for them. I just say no to them. Again, your vagina is self-cleansing, and if you do have cysts, if you do have fibroids, you clean your body from the internally, from inside and then out. That's changing your diet. That's increasing your water intake. And this is redundant because I say it so often, but it's just what it is. It's about addressing the products that you're using. It's about making sure you remove foods that is harmful to your womb. It's about having practices on a daily basis that contribute to the health of your vagina, and not say, oh, I want a one size fit all, or I want to quickly fix this. It's a process. It's a healing process, and you have to dedicate to that. The next one is going to be electronics, and this is touchy because I know that as a community, as women, as a world of people, vibrators and other things of that nature, sex toys are a thing. And yes, it was a little sad what I found out too, especially because I have never tried to use it, but it is what it is. Now that I know what I know, I'm not going to use it, but you have to keep in mind, vibrators or anything electronic, your phone, your whatever, emits radiation. Some higher levels than others, but can you imagine constantly subjecting your womb area to radiation and then saying, I want to build a baby in here? It just doesn't, I don't think it makes any sense. I think that we shouldn't be using electronics in there. And it is what it is. I know people love them. I know people who are like, yeah. But for me, even if you're going to use them, because I know many people are probably going to still do it, it should not be a regular thing. It should, you should be very careful. If it's something that you're doing a spicy night and you want to add some flame to the, to the relationship or whatever the case may be, then hey, do what you need to do. But something like that should not be going into your vagina every day. Like, I say not at all, but it is what it is. Birth controls, we already know. Everybody who knows me knows that I am completely against birth control of any sort. Anything going into the body is a foreign object. Anything hormonal. It's throwing your body off. It is going against your natural process, so your natural functions. I just completely say no to birth control. I've heard so many crazy, life-threatening, detrimental stories that I just can't even begin to address how crucial it is to wean yourself off of birth controls and try to gain a more holistic lifestyle when it comes to knowing your body, knowing your ovulation, knowing, tracking how, you move with the cycles of menstruation. Condoms. I'm going to get yelled at, but condoms do not go in the vagina. Yes, they are important for keeping you safe from STDs. They are important for keeping you away from getting pregnant. Unwanted pregnancies. They serve a purpose. They do. I understand that, but they are not supposed to go into the vagina. First of all, most condoms have spermicides on them. They have so many chemicals. So I looked on an ingredients, or not even but a pack that shows you how it's created, and I couldn't even pronounce. I had to Google half of the words that was on there. Condoms cause so many different problems. They throw you off your pH balance. They cause bacterial vaginosis, or they can, in combination with other things, they can cause yeast infections. They cause irritation. They cause damage to the vaginal tissues. So does electronics. But they're not good. And I can tell you right now, so many women will not speak up on this, or have not spoken up on this, simply because we want to satisfy the male population. And why I think it's important that we care enough about our partners and about the people that we choose to sleep with and everything like that. But at the end of the day, why are we harming our bodies? Why are we saying we're going to deal with the irritation down in that area in our vaginas, simply because we want to give sex to somebody else? Because honestly speaking, I can't see how we are enjoying it. How is a woman enjoying sex when she has to be inflamed, itchy, and irritated afterwards? How can you really focus on the art and the activity and the beautiful sensations of sex when in your mind you're like, oh, come on, like this condom is going to be messing me up at the end of this process? So no, I say that condoms don't belong in your vagina. You need, and I know we live in a world where this is not, a thing all the time, but you need to know who you're sleeping with. You need to get tested together. You need to be safe. You need to care enough about your body to say, you know what, let me find another alternative. I know that there is a couple of brands who have organic versions or safer versions that have none of this stuff on them, but 9 times out of 10 they are made very flimsy and small and things like that. But condoms just don't go in your vagina. It's not good for the vagina. And the last one is going to be penis that is not clean. And when I say clean, I mean obviously we don't want dirty penis in our bodies as far as like actual cleanliness, but I'm also talking about how a person cares for themselves, how they eat, how they hydrate themselves, how acidic their sperm is, what quality of sperm that they have, because yes, while even if the person is not ejaculating into the body, you are absorbing them skin to skin. So it is important to make sure that the person that you are with is also taking care of themselves and is also clean, because that makes a big difference. You are exchanging bodily properties, you are exchanging fluids, you are exchanging oils, and it does matter. It does matter for the vagina. So that's pretty much my take on the things that should not go into the vagina. Just care for her. Just care for her. She is the creation of all life. The womb, she's the creation of all life. She is so close to Mother Nature. You have to take care of your flower. You do, because she is very absorbing. She is very aware, and she is the root. So please just do your due diligence and really pay attention to what she says to you. Again, my name is Nichelle. I'm a doula at birthuhura. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and all of those great things. I have not talked about a topic, or if you want to hear more about this, you can email us at birthuhura@gmail.com. I will see you guys for the next video. I thank all of you for coming and tuning in and conversing with me. It has been such a pleasure. And peace and pregnancy.